Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's just after 3:15 here in the United Kingdom. It's the 13th of August. I keep getting the month confused. I keep thinking it's October for some reason. But it's the 13th of August. This is a real wheel. And it is time to get our second and final session of the day underway. Half an hour on the timer. Let's spin from 35. 35 was where we left off this morning. And we have had a plethora of results. 251 spins since we started yesterday. Well, I can tell you the hot number is still 32, 15 times out in the last 251 spins. But what's our first number together going to be today in this session? I can tell you it's red number 12. 12 hadn't been out in 80 spins, but it's out now. Red, even and low. Third column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red number 12. So 12 knocked off 13 off the edge of the marquee, and you can see now 12 right next door to 35 as well, our previous result. And we're going down 1 to 11. 11 in the middle column in the first dozen. Black, odd and low. Part of the Tiers section of the wheel this time. So we've gone from Voisin to Tiers. Last time we were in the Orphaland, by the way, was with black number 20. You can see that just nestled in between 3 and 2 on your marquee. 20 came out 3 times there on the marquee, in fact. A very hot number this morning. And number 6 in the Orphaland section of the wheel, still in the first dozen, this time in the third column, black even and low. 6, of course, being our coldest number in July, only came out 77 times. So that's an average 31 days in July, so just over twice a day. I can tell you that in this session, it's been out 7 times, doing quite well for itself. And we're back in 12, sticking in the first dozen. In the third column, red, even and low, and part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red number 12. So 12 now on its third appearance. That is a lie, it's on its 5th appearance. Let's get those stats updated, there we go. 12 now up to 5 appearances. And we're in number 3, third column, first dozen, Voisin once more. It's a red but odd number this time, and it's also low. So 3, continuing that run of first dozen numbers. We've got a lot of Voisin in recent memory, a lot of low numbers obviously because we're in the first dozen, and 3 in a row in the third column. Moving on from red number 3 into black 29 in the Voisin section once more, this time black odd and high, third dozen, middle column. Moving on from black 29 to the next number, we get around 50 spins done every half an hour. Sometimes a few more, sometimes a few fewer, depends on the length of the spins, depends on how long it takes to confirm each result. What is this result going to be? That is the question. I can tell you, it's black 31. Black 31 in the Orphaland section of the wheel. It's in the third dozen, first column, a black odd high number. Moving on from 31. 31, by the way, is now on its 8th appearance, so doing relatively well. It's sort of middle of the road, not quite hot, not quite cold. Coldest number is 28, it's only been out twice. 26, 21 and 9 all 3 times. 27 and 22 4 times. They're your coldest numbers. Black number 10, it's climbing up the hot numbers list. It's now on 10 spins. First column, first dozen, black, even and low. Part of the Tiers section of the wheel is black number 10. So 10 on its 10th appearance of the day. It is now joint 4th hottest, joint 3rd hottest even, with 2, 10, 20 and 30. So finales of 0, apart from the big green 0, on 10 spins apiece. So if you like your finales of 0, you'd be very, very happy today. And a couple of pockets away from 10 is black 24. 24, black even and a high number. Middle dozen, third column, part of the Tiers section of the wheel, of course, opposite the 0, so it is in the Tiers. Tiers second largest section goes from 27 red through to 33 black clockwise. 6 chips or multiples thereof to play it. 5, 8 and 10, 11 are your splits in your first dozen. 13, 16, 23, 24 in your second dozen, 27, 30 and 33, 36 in your third dozen. And we're in the Voisin section this time with red 25. 25, red on high, first column, third dozen, Voisin section of the wheel. So 25, one of your boundary numbers in the Voisin. 22 through to 25 clockwise is the Voisin de 0. 9 chips or multiples thereof to play it. You need 0, 2, 3 street by 2, 4, 7, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 19, 22 splits. 2 chips on the 25, 29 corner, and then a split 32, 35. Talking of 32, hot number, out again. Middle column, third dozen, red even high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. And it's also part of the 0 spiel. Now that's a shrunken Voisin. It only covers 7 numbers and you need 4 chips to play it. It's 12 red through to 15 black clockwise, and you play the 0-3 split, the 12-15 split, 32-35 split, and then cheeky straight up on 26. And just outside of the 0 spiel is 21 red. In the Voisin section though, in the third column, in the middle dozen, it's a red, odd and high number. So we've had back-to-back high numbers in the Voisin with 25, 32 and 21. They're all red as well. So high red Voisin numbers are doing quite well for themselves. With those you've got 32, 19, 21 and 25 as your high red numbers in the Voisin. And just next door to 25 is 17. In the Orphaland section of the wheel, middle column, middle dozen, black, odd and low. So 17 is now on its 9th appearance of the session. Middle of the road number again. It is joint 7th hottest. Just over 23 minutes left of this session. Hot number 32. Out again. 17 times out. Middle column, third dozen. Red, even and high, part of the Voisin section, red 32. It really is the hottest number by a country mile now. 4 spin lead over 13. 13's on 13 spins, and then we've got 2, 10, 20 and 30 all on 10 spins. They're your hot 5. Your coldest number still 28 as we go into double carpet. 33 making its 9th appearance of the session. 33, it's black, it's odd, it's high, third column, third dozen. And in the TS section of the wheel, all the 3s with 33. 33, one of the hot numbers last month. It came out 111 times. So 33 doing relatively well again so far this month as well. Of course, we are almost halfway through the month of August already. It has flown by. And your next number is nestled in the middle of the tier. It's black number 8. Middle column, first dozen. Black even low, part of the TS section of the wheel, it's black number 8. The Snowman now on its 8th appearance, so not quite hot, not quite cold, one of those middle numbers. Quietest number is still 28, 139 spins since we last saw it. Then we've got red number 9, 135 spins since we last saw it. Red 32. Can't keep it out for long at the moment. 32, red even high. Middle column, third dozen. Voisin section of the wheel, red 32. In the afternoon sessions, 32 seems to hot up. You can see it 3 times there on your marquee. 2 spins in between 32 and 17, 2 spins in between 33 and 8. So 32, 2 out, 32, 2 out, 32. It's almost a Trebolina in its own special way. Black number 20, middle column, middle dozen, black even and high, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. That's Anne, she's getting a bit awful again. She's not been out too much today though. The Orphaland not doing very well indeed. Only 22% of the results in the Orphaland. The Voisin is the coldest section compared to how it should be though. Only 42%. You'd expect that to be sort of clasping or clambering up to 50. Black number 20, always nice to do it twice. There's nothing sweeter than a repeater with the hottest number last month. Middle column, middle dozen. Black, even and a high number. Part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. It's black number 20, twice in a row. And the middle column once more on fire. It was on fire yesterday, and I can tell you 40% exactly of the results have been in the middle column. Should be about 33, so it's doing very, very well for itself. Oh, a couple of pockets away from a Trebolina. We're back in double carpet. 33. 33, black, odd, and a high number. Third column, third dozen, parts of the TS section of the wheel, black 33. And black 33 is in the 10 club. It's joining 2, 10, and 30 on 10 spins. Black 20 is climbing its way up to third hottest. 12 spins out in the last 271 spins for black number 20. As we go into Sweet 16, right next door to 33, 16 red, even and low in the TS section of the wheel. It's in the first column and the middle dozen, Sweet 16. And that's now on its 9th appearance, so 16 and 33, neck and neck almost. Only a spin between them and they are next door to each other on the wheel. So that part of the TR doing quite well for itself, but that could all change. The game of roulette is completely random, of course. I can't control where the ball falls. I just spin and see where it lands, and in this instance, it's in number 2. 2, black, even and low. Middle column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black number 2. And black number 2 is now on its 11th appearance, so it is now uniquely 4th hottest, pushing 10, 30 and 33 down into 5th hottest. 32 is looking the most likely to get first to 20. It's got a 5-spin lead over 13. 27, one of our cold numbers. It's only on its 5th appearance. 27, red, odd and high. Third column, third dozen, part of the TS section of the wheel, my favourite number. 27 not doing too well for itself today, but it is not a quiet number. Your quiet 5 at the moment, 1979 spins, 2283 spins, 3492 spins, 142 spins and 146 spins since we last saw black 28. And that is black 22, Alan's favourite number. 22, it's black, it's even, it's high, middle dozen, first column, part of, you guessed it, it's part of the Voisin section. Moving on from black 22 to our next result. The question is, where's it going to land this time? A red 19, so we've gone from one of Alan's numbers to the other of Alan's numbers. 19, red odd high in the Voisin section of the wheel. Middle dozen, first column, red 19. So that means that 7 and 23 are now on our cold 5. 67 spins since we last saw 23. 74 since we last saw 7. 3-0, third column, third dozen, red, even and high, part of the TS section of the wheel. And apologies if there are any streaming issues with this particular broadcast. Hopefully they have now resolved. If not, I will put the archive up a little bit later on. 17 minutes and 15 seconds on the timer for this session. Sweet 16 out again, sticking in the tier in the first column in the middle dozen. It's red, it's even, and it is high. Low. It's definitely low. And the number, 13. 13 climbing down the first column. It is a black, odd and low number. First column, middle dozen, part of the TR section of the wheel. 14th time out for black 13. And we're in black 29 in the middle column in the third dozen. Black odd and high, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, black 29. Moving on from black 29 to our next result. What's it going to be this time? Red, black, odd, even, high or low? Or could it be the big green 0? We're about to find out. We're waiting for the drop-in. And the drop-in is about to happen. Where are we going to land? We're all on tenterhooks as we go into the huge and the rouge. Red 36. 36 red even high, third column, third dozen, part of the TR section of the wheel. Of course, every number, third column, third dozen, is in the TR. Moving on from the next number, or from the last number to the next number rather. Can't get my words out today. Red 36, of course, your latest result. And black 35 is the next one. 35 black odd and high. In the middle column, in the third dozen, part of the voisin section of the wheel. Every number third column, third dozen is in the tiers. Every number middle column, third dozen is part of the voisin. And we are waiting for our next number. Over halfway through the session now. I can tell you 28 still the coldest and 34 has just joined the 100 club. Red number 3, carpet, is the next result. Third column, first dozen, red, odd and low. Part of the voisin section of the wheel, red number 3. So, red number 3 is now on its 9th appearance, and the hot numbers, I can tell you that 30 has joined number 2 as joint 4th hottest. 20's third hottest on 12 spins, 13's on 14 spins, and then 32 is on a ridiculous 18 spins. Red number 1, odd and low, first column, first dozen, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel, red number 1. And we're moving on from red number 1 to our next number. Number 1 on its 7th appearance, middle of the road number at the moment. We've had 7 big green zeros so far in this session as well, just in case you're interested, because they do mix it up, don't they? Once again, we're black heavy, 51% in the black, 45% in the red. And black 15 is the next number. 15, black, odd and low. Third column, middle dozen, part of the voisin section of the wheel, black 15. And the question is, where are we going to go next? 37 different pockets to pick from. It's got to land in one of them, and I can tell you it's landing in red number 7, 83 spins since we last saw it. Red odd low, first column, first dozen, voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from red number 7 to the next result. And red number 7 is making its 6th appearance of the session, doing relatively well. Not too well, but not awful indeed. Now you can see we've only got 132 left on the marquee. Is that going to be it for 32? Has 32 said its last hurrah? Or will it be the first to 20? It's got a 4-spin lead over 13 at the moment. And we're in double carpet, 33. We've seen 33 a couple of times today, and it's out once more. Third column, third dozen. Black odd and high in the TS section of the wheel, black 33. And black 33 is on its way to the other side of the marquee as we speak, because we've gone for a new spin already. Couple of spins a minute here at the real wheel. We try and get through about 50 spins every half an hour. Sometimes we do more, sometimes we don't do quite that many. Black 24, we've seen it so far a few times. I'm not quite sure where I was going with that. I think I was going to say we've seen it already in this session. But black 24 is out again, and it's on its 8th appearance. Black even and high for 24 in the TS section of the wheel once more in the third column and the second dozen. So, third column, second dozen for black 24. And red 34 hadn't been out in 106 spins, but it is out now. 34 in the Orphaland section of the wheel. In the first column, in the third dozen, it's a red, even and high number, red 34. And of course, red 34 was the number I did 4 in a row. I think almost exactly this time last year. Oh, how different the weather was then. It was lovely and sunny. Today it's just cold and wet. Red 36 is the next result. 36 huge and rouge on the marquee twice now. Third column, third dozen. Red even high, TS section of the wheel, red 36. And the number is number 9. 9 hadn't been out in 158 spins, but it is out now. 9, red, odd and low in the first dozen in the third column, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. And for the last 10 or so minutes, because it's National Left-Hander Day, I'm going to do a no spin with my left hand. Let's respin from number 9. Oh, that might be a bad idea doing left-handed spins for the last 10 minutes, but I've committed to it now. And what is the next number going to be? I can tell you it's red number 12. 12, red, even, and in the low numbers. Third column, first dozen, part of the voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from red number 12. Oh, this could be a bad idea doing left-handed spins, but it is the 13th of August, which means it is left-handed day. And, of course, me, I am left-handed. I know I spin right-handed, but everything else I'm left-handed. I'm just useless with the wheel in my left hand. As we go into 21. 21, red, odd and high. Middle dozen, third column, part of the voisin section of the wheel. And a big run of red numbers going on at the moment. 5 red results in a row. Try saying that when you're half cut. Quite difficult, actually, isn't it? Anyway, 21, by the way, is on its 5th appearance. Quite a cold number. And from 21, we go to just one. 1 red odd low. First column, first dozen. Part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. Moving on from red number 1 to our next number. So we are still on the chain of red numbers, a very red heavy marquee. You can see only 6 black numbers on that marquee. 13, 29, 35, 15, 33 and 24. And the Enigma number 23, not been out in 85 spins, but it is out now. 33 is not the number because it's 23, red, odd and high, middle column, middle dozen, part of the TS section of the wheel. And another red number to add to the big chain of red numbers that's going on right now. And breaking the chain is black 35, twice on the marquee for black 35, in the third dozen, in the middle column, black, odd and high, part of the voisin section of the wheel, 35 black. So middle column warming up a little bit again. It had quite a cold session really for a while there. 35 was the only middle column number on the marquee for quite some time anyway, as we go into black number 4, 4 black, even and low. First column in the first dozen, part of the voisin section of the wheel. As we get very close to 300 spins, this is spin number 297. I lie, this is 298. Get it right. Spin 298 is black number 20. 20, black, even and high, middle column, middle dozen, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel, black number 20. Moving on from black number 20 to our next result, and black number 20 is now in third hottest position on 13 spins. So just one more spin for it to get up to joint second hottest with black 13. And still the runaway leader is red 32, but we're in red 27, only the 6th time out for red 27. Third column, third dozen, red odd high, TS section of the wheel. So red 27 clawing back a little bit in this session. Black 22 still very quiet. And black 28, of course, being the coldest number, only twice in the last 300 spins. Black 31, seen it a few times. I can tell you it's now on its 9th appearance. 31, black, odd and high. Third dozen, first column, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. That's Anne, she's getting a little bit awful again, isn't she? Black number 2, middle column in the first dozen. Black, even and low, part of the voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from black number 2 to our next result. Only 6 minutes left with me so far, or for the rest of the day I should say. Then I'm taking a little bit of time off. I shall be back on Wednesday. No, I won't. I'll be back on Thursday. What am I talking about? So back on Thursday. Red 21's the next result. Third column, middle dozen. Red, odd and high. Part of the voisin section of the wheel. Red 21. So I've got tomorrow off. And then I'm doing Thursday and Friday. Hopefully back to the 45 minutes then. Back up to full fettle. And we're in my favourite number, red 27. Third column, third dozen, red, odd, high, part of the TS section of the wheel, red 27. Moving on from red 27 to our next result. 5 minutes left until we shut up shop for another day. But I will be back Thursday and Friday, like I said, morning sessions and afternoon sessions. And then hopefully next week we'll go a little bit later in the day as well. And from my favourite number to Alan's favourite number, Black 22, in the Voisin section of the wheel, it's in the middle dozen. In the first column, it's a black even high number. Black 22 is now on its 6th appearance of the session, so quite a cold number, but not as cold as 28. 28 has been out twice, 32 has been out 18 times, 16 spin difference between them. Black 15 is the next result in the Voisin section of the wheel, a neighbour of 32. In the third column, middle dozen, black, odd and low. Black 15 has been out a couple of times today, and I can tell you in total it has been out 8 times since we started this session. So Black 15 doing relatively well, middle of the road number. At this point of the game, I would expect most numbers to be out 8 times, and Black 15 has just repeated. It's always nice to do it twice. There's nothing sweeter than a repeater. Black 15 out for the second time in a row. A low odd black number in the third column, second dozen, and the Voisin section of the wheel, of course, for Black 15. So 3 Voisin back to back. We've had a tiers before that, and the last time we were in the Orphelan was with Black 31. And we're in the tiers with Red 23, middle column, middle dozen, a red odd high number in the tiers section. And we're moving on from Red 23 to our next number. Choice of 37 different pockets, of course, here on the roulette wheel. We only have a single 0. We use the French layout, so that means 0 at the top, no double 0 at the bottom. And we go high red, low black until we go to black number 10, and then we swap to low red, high black. And one of the low black numbers is 17, middle column, middle dozen, black, odd and low, part of the Orphelan section of the wheel, black 17. Moving on from black 17 to the next number. I hope it's going to be a nice one for all of you. Now I think Alan might be away this afternoon, because he has not arrived in the chat. But that's no problem, we shall meet up with him again on Thursday, hopefully, as we go into red number 1. In the other side of the Orphelan section, red odd low, first column, first dozen. So, moving on from red number 1 to our next result, you've got about 6 or 7 spins left with me today, and you can see one there twice on your marquee. Not quite in the double-digit club, it's only on 9 spins, and you've got to be in the double-digit club to get even a hint of being in the hot numbers now. I will go through the hot and colds after I tell you this is black number 6. 6, black even low, third column, first dozen, in the Orphelan, once more. Moving on from black number 6 to our next number. So the hottest number still 32 on 18 spins, 14 spins for 13, 13 spins for 20, 12 spins for 2, and then 11 spins for 30, 35 and 33. They're your hot numbers. Your cold number still 28 on 2 spins, and I'll tell you more after I confirm red number 5. 5, red odd low, middle column, first dozen, TS section of the wheel. So 28 is your coldest number on 2 spins, 26 on 3 spins, 4 spins for number 9, and then 12, 18 and 21 all on 6 spins, along with 11, 25 and 22. Lots of numbers on 6 spins. And your quiet 5, knots in 0 and 76 spins, knots in 26 and 18, 9 spins, and that is a snowman number 8, hadn't been out in 45 spins. Middle column, first dozen, black, even and low, part of the TS section of the wheel. So number 8 hadn't been out in 45 spins, but that wasn't one of our quiet 5. 0, 77 spins, 26, 90 spins, 14, 100 spins, 18, 102 spins, and 184 spins for black 28. Number 9's the next result. 9, red odd low, third column, first dozen, part of the Orphelan section of the wheel. Moving on from red number 9. What's it going to be this time? We're waiting for the drop-in. And we are in red number 3, carpet. Third column, first dozen, a red odd low, part of the Voisin section of the wheel, red number 3. This is probably your penultimate spin, so second to last spin happening right now. And as you can see, we've got the 2 different cameras showing you the wheel from 2 different angles. We've got the sky cam all the way up there, and then we've got the hand cam all the way down here. Black 15, hot number-ish. Well, hot number of this session. 15, black odd low, middle dozen, third column, part of the Voisin, and this is your final spin. Can't do my what has become my little signature hard spin at the end of a session when I'm doing it left-handed. So we've just got a normal spin. What is the final result going to be? I can tell you, it's the nation's luckiest number, red number 7. Red on low for number 7, first column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. And that's it, we're done. Half an hour has gone just like that. I shall be back on Thursday, I beg your pardon, for more spins. We'll be carrying on this session, so we'll be spinning from red number 7 when we resume. As always, it's been a pleasure to spin for you for the last half hour. I shall be back on Thursday. For now, stay happy, stay lucky, and have a great Wednesday.